I'm sure we've all seen websites where sometimes the numbers doesn't match the name. And what I mean is the pluralization of words along with numbers. For example, we have 4.5 million views. Views, as in plural, is correct in this case. There's 4.5 million of them. But what if we had one view? Well, if the website or the app or whatever you're using is designed properly, it should change that word from views to view. But oftentimes it does not. It may be possible that it would say one views, which is not grammatically correct. If you want your program to work the best it possibly can, you want to account for whether the word should be plural or not. It's actually really simple to do, and it doesn't take much more time. Let me show you a quick coding demo of what most people do when they're programming something like this. So in this example, I am using Swift. This works in every single language. The syntax will be different, but the idea and the way that the program works is exactly the same. So let's just have a user input. We're just actually going to define a variable here. Now we will go ahead and let our name equal, and we will call this subscribers. Now, if we go ahead and print this out, we can say our followers and the name. As you can see, it says 1 subscribers, which is not right, but any other number and it will be right. If I change this to 5 and we rerun this, 5 subscribers, that is right. So that is what most people do in their programming. In fact, most people don't name a variable. It's actually a whole lot easier just to say subscribers like this. You rerun it, and now you only have one variable, and that's most people do because it's a lot simpler that way. But let's show you how to do it the right way. So we'll have our followers be the same variable. We'll also define something. We'll say subs singular, and this will be, we'll say subscribers. So now it's going to be a really simple if statement. Well, there's only going to be one case where it's going to be singular, and that is if it is equal to 1. So we will say if our followers is 1, then we will print our followers and subs singular. Otherwise, it's pretty much the exact same thing, except it's going to be our subs plural. So in this case, we have 5 subscribers. We rerun this, it's going to say 5 subscribers. If we put in 1, we can rerun this again and it will say 1 subscriber with the proper ending to it. It is singular because we have 1. Any other case, it's going to be plural, which is true. Another case where we may see inaccuracy in the plural ending of something is time. For example, there's 36 seconds remaining, there's 2 minutes remaining. That's plural, but the only case where it's not is there's 1 minute, not minutes, it's a minute, and 1 second, not seconds. So I'll show you that example as well. It works exactly the same way as the previous example. So we'll say a whole lot time, and this is going to be a number. I'm just going to do fractions of a second in a minute. So I will say 4.30, so 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Now we will go ahead and we will define our constants of the names. Now that we have our constants defined, it's pretty much the exact same syntax. This time though, we will need to think in the order of the way that the time works out. So we want to start with the most specific case, which is going to be the case where it's 1 minute or 1 second remaining. You can put them in which order you want, but we're going to work our way down to less specific so that we have a very generic else case going on. So I will say if our time is equal to 1.00, that's going to be 1 minute. Then we will print the time, and then we will put minute singular. You're going to want to match only one of these cases. You cannot match any of them. Forgot that. You only want to match a single case. So this is going to be an else if, not just another if. It's going to be else if. And then if the time is equal to 0.01, that's going to be 1 second in our case. And we will print pretty much the same thing, time, and then second singular. Now, we want to check if it is less than 1 minute, meaning we're in second zone. So if our time is less than 1.00, meaning we're in seconds, it's going to be printing the time and the second plural. And then finally, our very generic else case is going to be everything else. So it's going to be the time, meaning we're in minute zone. So we'll print our time and our minute plural. Okay, so we have 4:30 is our time. Or remaining 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. So if this all works out, we should match the very last else case where it says 4.3 minutes. And there we go. What if we do 1 minute? Well, it's going to match the very first case, 1 minute. And what if we do 0.29? We have 29 seconds and it prints 29 seconds. And then finally, our very last case is 1 second. And we have 1 second. This doesn't account for negative time. You're going to want to make sure you check user input properly for that. But this is showing you how to make sure your code accounts for plural endings. And that is pretty much it. It's not too complicated. It's just a lot of if statements. And I think it works out pretty well. So if you have any questions on how to implement this into your program, definitely let me know. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit subscribe and leave this video a like if it helped you out. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.